Most flowers are what we term perfect flowers. Now, this doesn't mean to say they don't have damaged petals or sepals or might have some part missing. What it means is that both the male and the female reproductive parts are on the same flower. Here, on this lily, we can see the female carpel, and there it's got a stigma at the top, and then it has a style, and at the very bottom, there's the ovary. This is surrounded by 6 stamens. These are the male parts, with long, thin filaments supporting anthers. And on top of the anthers, we find this orange dust or pollen. Now, the pollen must be transferred from the anther onto the stigma at the end of the carpel, and this is done by a pollinator, and that might be a bird, an insect, or even the wind. Once the pollen gets onto the end of the stigma, it then travels down the style to the ovary at the base, where it then fertilizes the ovules to become seed for next year's flowers. And these perfect flowers are called hermaphrodites by scientists. So not all flowers are perfect. There are 2 other types. There are male-only flowers and there are female-only flowers. The female-only ones won't have these stamens here, the male stamens with the anthers on the top. And the male flowers won't have this female carpel with a stigma at the top either. The holly, that has male and female flowers on separate trees or shrubs. The female ones are easy to spot in winter because they're the ones with the berries. The courgette and cucumber flowers are on the same plant, the male and the female. And again, the female are easy to spot because they have the fruit developing behind the flower. When the male and the female flowers are on the same plant, they're called monoecious. And then, when it's like the holly on separate plants, it's called dioecious. Either way, the pollen needs to get from the male flowers to the female flowers for fertilization. And that's where the pollinators do their job, whether they're birds, insects, or wind. So, not all flowers are the same.